Good morning, children. Welcome back our science class. Welcome back our science class. Okay, so today I will ask you one question. Children. In the starting first class, I asked one scientific question. What is that? Did you remember? Do you remember that? I think you maybe forgot. See, in our houses, why we hang the mango leaves on our doors and windows? That already I asked that question. Answer also I told you. What is the answer? Because of occasions and some parties, some marriages, number of people visit our house. So for that more means a crowd, for getting the carbon dioxide, these are mango leaves we will tie on the doors and windows. Now one more question I will ask. Say children, what is this? This is a chalk piece. This is a chalk piece. See, just I throw up. What happened? Again it reached down. Again see, it fell down. It fell down. Why? Not only the chalk piece, anything we throw up, anything like a pencil, paper, whatever that, any object we throw up, is it there only? It will be stay there in the air? No. After some time, not after some time, immediately it reached down. It reached down. Why? Why it cannot stay in the air? Our earth pulls all the objects towards the ground. Why earth only pulls all the objects towards the ground? One scientific reason is here. What is that answer? Find out and send that answer through the WhatsApp. Okay children? Now come to the class. Next class I will clarify that answer. Okay ma? Now come to the class. Our third lesson. Last class we learnt, we start our third lesson, adaptations in animals. Adaptations in animals. How the animals survive in the different places. Different places. It means two definitions we learned in the previous last class. What are those? Habitat. The natural home of animal is its habitat. The natural home. It means no one gave that environment. Earth only giving some of the houses to the animals. Like a caves. See, like in the home, it means in the forest they build the shelters. Animals only like a caves, some of the plants and the trees, different places they build their houses. Not only that, where they survive, in which place they survive, that place is their habitat. Their habitat. And the features of animals to survive in their habitats is called its adaptation. What children? Adaptation. So these are we learned in the last classes. So in that adaptation only, animals can survive all the places, everywhere. On the land, everywhere. Not only land, in the water, in the sky, on the trees, different places animals can survive. Now, how they survive in that places? What are the special body features that animals have to survive in particular places? One by one we will discuss. Okay children? Now, one first lesson, it means first topic where the animals means animals living in the deserts. Animals, now we will discuss animals living These are the terrestrial animals. Which animals are live on the land? Those animals are known as terrestrial animals. We know very well about these terrestrial animals. T-E-R-R-E-S-T-R-I-A-L, terrestrial animals. Now, this desert also one of the place. One of the place. I will take you that place now. Okay? Already in the plants we went. Again, one more time we go to that place. We will see which animals are live in the deserts. How that animals are survive in that hot climate in the deserts. Everything we will discuss. Okay children? Now come join with me. Living in the desert. Desert means we know. Wow, it's too hot. It's too hot and unable to walk also because it's too sandy. It's too sandy. Land is not a same. It means in our surroundings the land is very tightened. But in the desert it is a totally sandy. The land, it means the sand, it flows. It flows. If it flow like this, the sand only moves from place to place. It's blowing. It's blowing. It means here unable to walk also. Then how the animals survive? Some animals can separate organs. Those body features are modified. Those body features are suitable to live in the desert. It means desert means immediately we know one animal. What is that? Yes, that is only the camel. See children, this is a camel. Do you like camel? Do you like camel? Yes. Everyone know how is a camel. That camel live in the desert. Only camel only live in the desert? No, some other animals also live in the desert. But especially these camels are very much. It means those people also, they using this camel only in the desert for all the purpose they are using. It means and the remaining animals very less they live. But those animals are not that much of features to live in that places. Only the camel can survive easily in the deserts. Why? Because these animals we cannot say. And actually, these animal, if we send this animal, throw this animal, take this animal to the polar region, the camel cannot live in that. Why? Because this camel had special body features. Special body features to live in the hot climatic condition. See, wow, here one camel is here. Here one camel is here. See children, camel, wow. Sometimes in our surroundings also we see in exhibitions, in the beach, we see that. Some people bring that camel and they take some of the money. We will give to some money, that person only take to, they sit on the, they make them to sit us on the camel. It ride 1 or 2 rounds along some distance. After that again it take back to the, from the camel. It means some money very little bit only we will see that camel. But when we go to the deserts, number of camels we can find out. Number of camels. So, what are the body features? One by one, we will listen now. We will learn now. Camel means, see, it had a very thick skin. The body had thick skin. See, it had a the skin of animal camel is very thick. Very thick skin. Why? Because it had a thick skin. Desert means it's too hot, I said. Just now only I said it's too hot. Daytime it's too hot. At the same time, night time it's too cool also. Night time it's too cool. So the body of the, what is that? Hard skin. It had a hard skin. To protect this hard skin from the hot weather. Desert means it's too hot. So the skin of this camel, these animals, to protect it from the hot sun at daytime. At the same time, it protects the cool at night time too. At night time too. Means the hard skin is protected from the hot sun and the very cool at night time. That is one of the features. This camel survive in the desert. And this hard skin, little bit of hair also. You see that? Very little bit hair. Means why? Because hair, that much of hair we cannot see on the camel. Very little bit hair only we can see the camel. Because it cannot grow. And not only that, this hard skin protect this animal from the loss of sweat. Because see, our body, if you stay sometime, now we are in the hot region, we are getting, our body get a lot of sweat. Our body get a lot of sweat. But this camel doesn't get a sweat. Why? Because here in the desert, it is a very water scarcity. It had a very water scarcity. Why? Because desert means it is a very less water, very little rainwater and less water scarcity in these places. So how can we take the water? Because of that, this hard skin protect this animal from the sweat. Then these animals did not get the sweat too, because to prevent the water loss. And a little bit of water it can store in the body. If you lose it, then how can the body functioning completed? Because of that, this animal did not get the sweat by the hard skin. That hard skin is protected from the hot and cold and from the sweat too. Next, one more organ. It means, did you see that camel had a long legs? It had a long legs. In our animals, like you see, elephant, what is that, tiger, lion, those animals had this much of tall legs? No. These animals had, camel had a thin, long legs. Elephant had a long legs. But those are very strong. Those are very strong. And the giraffe had also legs, but not this much of tall. Camel had a long legs and thin legs. Why? Because this much of long legs, these long legs are suitable to, these long legs are prevent from the hot sand. It means sand means it's too hot. Protect these animals from the sand. Protect the animals from the sand to walk easily. To walk easily. That is one of the long legs. It had a long legs to protect that animal from the hot sand. From the hot sand. That is one of the body feature to survive this animal in the desert. And the next one, these legs had a wide feet. Means we had a feet. Our feet has, it means feet where without feet only we can walk anywhere. See, normally we cannot walk easily in the desert. Because if you walk, we will be deep inside. But how this camel can run very fast in the desert? How it means, these camels these camels' feet had a wide feet. Wide feet, it means cushion type feet. It means cushion type feet. With the help of these wide feet, these animals run very fast in the desert. Run very fast in the desert. What is that? Wide feet. Wide feet. With the help of this wide feet, it runs very fast in the desert. That is one feature. And most one, it means these animal had a double layer eyelids. Double layer eyelids to protect from the hot sand dews. It means sand wings. In the desert, it means it has a sand. Already we told that. That sand, it means in the desert, we are getting a lot of storms. Storms. Whenever the hot storms only, the sand immediately flow away. If suddenly in our surroundings you see, suddenly hot storm only comes, it means what we will do? Immediately we will close our eyes like this. Isn't it? So like it means some of the dust particles only we get. In the desert, not only the dust particles, the sand also getting in our eyes. For that, these camel had a double layer eyelids. Eyelid means this is the eyelid. So camel had one more extra eyelid to protect from the sand storms. Sand storms. So doubled eyelids. It had a doubled eyelids and not only the eyelids and nostrils. It had a doubled, it had one of the layer also there to close the nostrils. Whenever the sand winds only got it, then immediately the nostril only closed because that sand didn't enter the nose. Eyelid only protect the eyes and the nostril, one layer is there inside the camel. So that layer protect this camel from the sand. So eyelids and layer of nostrils. Nostrils. So it had a doubled eyelids and the layer of nostrils protect the camel from the hot sand blowing. Hot sand blowing. Okay, so next one more feature also there. What is it means? Camel had one of the special body organ, hump. It had a hump on its back. Hump on its back. See, this is the hump. This is the hump on the body. It had a hump. One of the body feature modified has a hump. What is the use of this hump? Means in the desert it had a water scarcity. These animals did not get much water and food particles too. If suddenly it gets the water and the food, it will take more. These animals, it take more food and more water. Immediately it eat, it will be stored that food in their stomach. In their stomach. It means you see that these animals, wherever the grass or something food items it stay, easily, fastly they eat. They did not chew the food. Directly they swallow the food. After swallowing that, when much food they can swallow that. At a time, it means they store in their stomach. These animals store that food in their stomach. These animals had special chambers to save the food in the stomach. So, after that, at a time they eat much food and much water also. If it had a free time, again that food only taken in their mouth, eagerly it chew the food like this. At a time, whenever it get the food, immediately it eat, hurriedly it eat. It store in the stomach. When after that went to the home and some leisure time, easily, happily, relaxedly, this animal take the food from the stomach to the mouth. It chew the food like this. Fully chew after, then swallow the food. After food, the extra food, it means much food they eat, no? That food, it store in a hump. That food, it store in a hump. in the special organ, this camel. That is only the special organ, this camel. So it had a hump. It stored the extra fatty food in the hump. Extra fatty food in the hump. Fatty food. Whenever it did not get the food in many days, then this fatty food from the hump to it's taken again to the mouth, and again it reuse the food to the daily use. Means at a time it stored the food in a fatty food in the hump. Hump means it is one of the storage. It stored the food in a hump, fatty food. If the camel did not get food for many days, it recollect the food from the hump. Again, it will be do their work normally. That is one of the main thing. These camels survive without food and without water too. Without water too. It can live 21 days without water. Can any other animals live without water? No. No. Such animals can live without water 1 or 2 days. But this camel can live 21 days without water. Then this way, these animals live in the desert. Okay, so and this is the feature. This camel live in the desert. And not only that, these animals are all these. So these are the special body features. Camel can survive in the desert. This way, camel also known as sheep of the desert. Sheep of the desert. Which animal also known as sheep of desert? Yes, camel. Camel also known as sheep of the desert because of all these body features are suitable to live the camel in the desert. Because these are sheep means what is that? For all the purpose, those people are using this camel. For transport purpose, for meat purpose, and every part is useful. This camel. That camels die after, that camel's skin, those people are using like a tents. So in this case, for transport, it means unable to walk. So they sat on the camel. They are moving from place to place. For all those purpose, they are using the camel. This way, camel is also known as a sheep of the desert. Okay, children. So all these features are adapted, adjusted to the camel live in the desert. These are all features like a hard skin, long legs and wide feet and doubled eyelids and the layer of the nostrils and the hump only we can see in the camel. We cannot see the other animal. That is the difference between the camel and the other animal to live in other places. Okay, children? Do you understand now? Now, this is adaptation in desert. Now, one more topic, next topic we will learn in the next class.